Yo les gars.
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlyle family's home for countless generations.
Eh bien, on va tester ce nouveau jeu. Donc c'est Hitman 3 par Rio. Donc j'ai déjà fait cette mission pour me faire la main. Donc je sais à peu près ce qu'il faut faire. J'ai bien dit à peu près. Même mécanisme que le 2 et que le premier. Donc ici j'avais fait un petit truc. Alors je sais vraiment pas si c'est ça qu'il faut faire. Mais je l'ai fait. Je vais attendre qu'il se rapproche lui là. Ce manoir est immense.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
Killer.
Allez, rapproche-toi. Et ben voilà. Et bien voilà.
Mr. Whitmer, thank God you're here. Can I take you to Madame Carlyle?
Yes, please.
If you'd follow me.
Ok, j'ai pas mon
I
pistolet
know
sur
I
moi.
oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral, and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary, and all this security. I've never seen the place guarded like this, and I dare
Là,
say
ce
I
qu'on va
don't
faire,
like it at all.
c'est qu'on va,
This is what I mean. You have
on
to be
va
patted down before you
jouer
see
le
Madame
détective.
Carlyle
Pour une
inside.
fois, on va
I
éviter
could
de tuer
just
qui que ce
cry.
soit.
Sir, I'm
Je
just
sais pas.
doing my job.
Il faut
I gotta
interroger
pat
tout
you
le
down.
monde
Sorry about
pour
that.
savoir qui a tué le fameux Zachary.
And you are good to go, sir. Thank you.
Donc on va devoir interroger tout le monde dans la maison. Alors on est sur PS5, évidemment. Le jeu est magnifique. Il vient pas sur moi lui? Ah, faut que j'attende l'autre là. Tu veux pas me parler toi? Ah oui, ok,
That
fallait que j'attende ça.
is Alexa Carlyle, unofficial leader
Mr.
of the
Whitman,
Provenance
thank you for
Partners,
coming on such
and
short
last
notice.
one to be
A
alive.
great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
Results and discretion are my speciality.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience, a thorough examination of a potential crime scene is half the job done.
Good. Fernsby will take over from here.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madame Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible. Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've traveled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you prefer to go straight to Mr. Zachary's sleeping quarters?
I prefer to get started.
As you wish. If you'll follow me, sir.
Donc en fait, on va interroger un peu tout le monde. En fait, moi ce que j'avais fait sur la partie juste avant de faire l'enregistrement, c'est que
I feel
j'ai
obliged to
commencé
point
à
out
faire ça
that current
et au
affairs
final je me suis
surrounding
retrouvé à
Madame
trouver le
Carlyle
fameux
are
dossier.
of a
Donc trouver le
delicate
dossier en haut à
nature.
gauche, on a les...
You may be
Et j'ai
familiar
tué
with the
Alexa.
recent
En
announcement.
fait j'ai réussi à faire les deux, du coup ça fait ça
Ça
a mis fin à la mission. Et j'ai jamais pu savoir qui avait tué ce fameux Zachary. Et ben là, c'est ce qu'on va faire avant de tuer Alexa. Parce que si on tue Alexa, on peut plus interroger qui que ce soit car elle doit être présente. Enfin, on doit lui dire qui a tué le fameux Zachary. Et moi, je veux savoir du coup.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Donc il y a des petits endroits que je vais pré-shot, que je connais rapidement. Après, je connais pas le jeu par cœur évidemment, pas la mission.
He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
Allez, hop, c'est parti. Alors
To
là,
room
c'est
murder
les
mystery
frais.
47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this. Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body, 47?
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread
Zachary was
shows time
shopping
of
for
death
New
at around
Wellingtons
10
last
o'clock
night.
last night.
Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal. You do know your poisons, 47. Zachary's
Après,
suicide
fallait que
note.
je passe...
Also, a sample of handwriting.
Ah oui, alors
It could
avant,
be
il faut
relevant
que je
to
retourne
compare
voir
to
le
other
majordome.
samples to establish its authenticity.
Je sais plus où c'est
You've likely not exhausted the room for clues, 47.
pour descendre. Le manoir est tellement immense. Il est où? Il est là.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
No.
Please come and see me when you have.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
No.
Please come and see me when you have.
Donc là, faut que j'interroge tout de suite.
That windscreen clean.
Ok.
I just thought of something. I think I lost a button from my cuff yesterday, probably at the
Peux lui parler?
graveyard. Can you just...
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
No.
Please come and see me when you have.
Bah. J'ai pas compris, d'habitude ça fonctionne. Eh bien. Parce que normalement il dit 20h50. Non, 21h je crois.
Hi there.
Parce que là, on est d'accord que je l'avais scanné tout à l'heure. Ok. Parce que ici, là, du coup, j'ai ça. Ça. C'est quoi ce bordel? Donc ça, ça ouvre.
A hidden door.
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the
Ah, ok,
information
d'accord,
he's
fallait que
prepared
j'attende.
for you.
Ah, il fallait donc les plans obligatoires. Ok, d'accord. Je me rappelais pas. Donc là, il va me demander d'interroger les enfants, les frères, sœurs, machin, je sais pas quoi, bidule là. Il est où? Il est là.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the
Ah,
staff
22
were
heures.
off duty.
Rien à voir avec ce que j'ai
And
dit
Madame
tout à l'heure.
Carlyle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here is the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
Le souci, c'est que lui, il a déjà tout préparé à l'avance.
So, how long have you been working here?
So how does one solve a
American.
murder mystery, 47?
What on earth are you doing in this
Motive
shit?
means an opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the
your
suspects
bit,
for
would you?
alibis? Or perhaps do you prefer searching the manor for
You're
clues
American.
first?
What on earth are you doing in this shithole? A girl like you belongs in clubs in London.
Alors là, du coup,
I bet you're a great dancer.
ouais, si,
I don't
faut que
like
j'attende
dancing.
qu'il nous ait parlé.
You are invading my personal space, sir.
Je peux pas lui parler. Il est
What
toujours
about
occupé,
rest-
lui. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'ils me disent?
You
Non,
like-
c'est pas ça. que je voulais faire. Ouais, faut que je leur parle, donc je suis bien d'accord.
Food, I know some
Écoute,
great
tu
places.
sais quoi?
You should come visit. I'll take you somewhere really nice.
On va chercher les indices dans les chambres.
I don't know. I bet you work. Sorry, but I think I...
Oh no,
Right.
yeah.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
Là, c'était là.
Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens.
Et après, ici, je crois qu'il y
A
a plus rien.
keychain pendant for the greenhouse.
Ici,
What's that
c'est
doing in Emma and Gregory's
banc.
room, I wonder? And why is the key
pas de
missing?
besoin. Alors, oh. Clé manquante. Bouton mystérieux. Oh. Oh, oh, j'ai un apprend des choses. Alors, donc là,
Hello,
je dois
sir.
tuer elle, là.
Oh, Zachary.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle fait là?
At least you never got to learn that.
Madame Carlyle.
Mr. Whitmer, you found proof of what happened to my brother.
No, not yet.
Go and see Fernsby
Ok,
when you
d'accord.
do.
Donc là, ici, il y a les tueurs. Pour que je puisse checker d'autres choses. Donc, faut que j'aille dans la chambre. Je savais pas qu'on pouvait lui parler pour conclure l'enquête. Ah oui, là en dessous, faut que je fasse gaffe, il y a des gens. Genre, il me voit pas. En vrai, je fais ça avec la chance que j'ai, je me loupe. Merde.
This is Rebecca's room.
En vrai, j'étais même pas obligé de faire ça. Comme je peux ouvrir les portes.
I can see from the log that
Alors.
Rebecca was in a conference call from 9
Ça,
p.m.
ok,
to
ça,
midnight
ok.
last
Donc le
night.
tableau pour aller voir les agents secrets.
All the transfers of funds and privileges I've been through have been bulletproof. He intercepted the arrangements our office worked years to put in place.
That's why Don Yates should be here. He made the arrangements. He should bloody well be the one to clean up this whole mess.
I don't know what to say. I'm sorry.
Don't kill the messenger, Alexa. Please, continue your efforts, Mr. Ford.
Voilà, casse-toi. Oh. Je l'ai pas vu. Oh non, il se barre pas. D'accord. Comme ça, je vais le cacher. Parce que du coup, si la vieille est venue ici, c'est qu'elle peut revenir. Merde.
This all confirms that Arthur Edwards stole everything from Madame Carlyle. Perhaps you should let her know how bad it is, 47.
Alors, j'ai fait les deux champs. Donc j'ai fait celle-là, du coup. C'est la portée de verrouiller.
Verified his identity.
I did, sir. It all checked out.
Hard time. You deserve better than that, Lawrence.
Have you ever
So I think,
put a pin in it? Yeah.
yeah, what you said.
Donc après j'ai où à faire. Oula. Ça c'est là, c'est celle que j'ai fait, on est d'accord, oui. Ok, faut que je redescende. Est-ce que je peux parler à l'autre là?
Now? A good idea.
Patrick
I'm fine.
Carlisle,
It's all part
can you
of the
tell
job.
me where you were yesterday evening?
Shit, it's that sneaky butler, isn't it? He ratted me out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I expected to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
What did you think of Zachary?
Creepy as hell. No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexa used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him, then suddenly, he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles. If that's all, I think...
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
Ok. En fait, tant que j'ai pas parlé à tout le monde. Là,
Opened the man of Carlisle's door.
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent, that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions. Who had the other one? Why I gave it to her, that sort of thing. You did make sure she didn't see you give the other one to the butler?
Oh, of course.
ok. Alors.
Phil, did you find out if the vote was notarized? But how the hell did that happen? No? We all signed
Arrête
it.
de parler, on s'en fiche.
I gave it to him in person. He says he got it notarized the very same... Excuse me, can you get out of my face, please?
T'es pas occupé, qu'est-ce que tu me racontes?
But how the hell did that happen?
Donc lui, je peux pas lui parler. Machin, machin,
I
ok.
gave it to him in person. He says he got it notarized the very same day. Right, listen. You go to their office and ask for Cheryl. She's the best they've got. Tell her you want to see the records, and don't take no for an answer. And call me as soon as you've got them. Thanks, Phil. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Rebecca Carlisle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 8:45. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is there anything else you want?
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is that everything, Mr. Whitman?
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon.
Ouais, ce que je disais,
And he
majordome
seemed a
était
bit
chelou.
startled when he saw me
Gars,
in the
j'arrive,
room.
il me donne
It's
tout.
probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much. Is there anything else you want to ask me?
Ok. Tu restes chelou, mais...
Emma Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Anything else you...
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended.
Ok, Zachary qui fait les
She
plantes,
supported
il est
his
mort par
self-limiting
ses fameuses
behavior
plantes.
by letting him live here. Is that all?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
Ok. Après, je sais qu'il y a lui.
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else you want to...
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Ouais, c'est... Il y a tout le monde... Il y a un mec qui est mort. Et la plupart des personnes se font pas les couilles, quoi. Il y a l'autre qui joue du piano, là. Ouais, c'est lui, je crois.
Professor Edward Carlyle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. If that's all?
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff, all the company he had. Anything else?
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me.
Ok, je crois que j'ai alibi confirmé, alibi confirmé, alibi confirmé. Ok, il m'en reste 3. Majordome. Lui qui me parlait de la serre. Mais je sais qu'il y a... il parlait de Rosie. Rosie. Ah, attends, là-bas ça pleure.
a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about
Bah tiens.
Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games, never any romance. I deserve romance.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure
Ok,
of
ils
it.
étaient vers la
Too
serre.
right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor.
Il faudrait que j'aille voir vers la serre. Ok. Donc lui, alibi confirmé du coup. Ouais, Emma ou le majordome. Ou les deux.
Did all the groceries arrive?
That is the door to Mr. Fernsby's office.
Oh. Club de golf. C'est quoi ça? Poison mortel. Oh. Bah, allez, on va la prendre.
Painkillers. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlyle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47?
Qui pense au majordome. Bien. Ah ouais, ok, d'accord. Ah, il y a plein de trucs que je savais pas. Ok, suspect, donc... Ouais, il y a la serre, là. Faut que j'aille voir la serre. Oh. Ok, il y a pas... Tournevis.
Bad news, I'm afraid. We don't have any extra fuses. Ethel looked everywhere.
No power, no phone.
Oh, Madame Carlyle will be furious.
Ok. Clé du... Pardon? Ok.
Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was recently used, though.
He was upset, believing his sister was dead.
I'd say worried about how things would be handled with Gregory and Emma taking over. I said they let him stay here, but Ethel was sure Emma would throw him out first chance she got.
Fondant de bois. Alors, ils ont été dans la serre. Machin, machin, machin. Et ils parlent d'un jeton, je sais pas quoi. Mais sauf qu'il n'y a pas tout ça. Parce que là, j'ai une batterie. Ok, faudrait que je répare la machine à poison. Au pire, faudrait une clé anglaise. Ouah, mais ça fait... C'est immense.
It's just typical that Annie gets to help the photographer. I'm the pretty one. But work, work, work. That's all I get from Fernsby.
Make sure the edges are sharp.
Okay,
No weeds on the
okay.
gravel. I
Salut mon vieux. Ah, sécateur. Non, c'est pas ça. Clé anglaise, tiens. Eh ben, y a rien du tout. C'est quoi ça? Ils se sont planqués, ils sont assis sur un banc, je sais pas quoi. Il a perdu un bouton. Ok, bon. Ok.
Please get out of my face.
Voilà, attends, parce que si je le défonce la gueule, je peux pas le cacher. Alors, que puissons-nous faire? Indice trouvé 1 sur 2. Dans la serre. Si je produisais du poison. Ok.
It's the first time any of the involved parties have been caught up in something like this. And it's simply not the case, is it?
Alors, 5 indices. Ah, mais attends. Je suis peut-être un guignol. Téléphone. Il y a un truc que je n'ai pas fait.
I've been such a fan for years now, so take my opinion with a grain of salt. But I just can't muster the outrage. If anything, I think I find the warfare rather endearing. Like a puppy tumbling off a chair. Seems someone's in a charitable mood today.
Que ça change un truc.
Anything of face value anymore. Everyone's got an app. And if it looks like they don't, then they probably have to.
Now, I'm really curious to hear your opinion on this one, Price. We ran an online survey asking whether or not our audience believed it was acceptable for Chantal to slap Caroline on last week's 9 episode of Star's Week.
Ça change tellement rien en fait. Je suis déçu. Donc là, ce qu'il faudrait que je fasse... Intrigue. C'est elle, donc Emma. Ah, c'est son bureau. Alors, c'était où?
So 41 guests will attend the funeral tomorrow. There's still a lot to see to, but we're in good time, I think.
I'm getting a headache from all the decisions. I mean, pram or stroller.
Donc ça. Donc là, si je sors le téléphone, est-ce que ça peut faire un truc? Si je fais en noir et blanc. Oh.
Zachary's diary. This is big. He was about to confess to the world that he and Alexa murdered their older brother Montgomery 46 years ago. And apparently, Mr. Fernsby helped make the murder look like an accident. And 47, the handwriting doesn't match the suicide letter in his room, proving he didn't write it himself. Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlyle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings. Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
Eh ben écoute, on va pouvoir résoudre tout ça. Il est où ce putain de majordome? Donc ça c'est les deux. Normalement l'autre major, il a disparu ce salopard. Il est pas là. Ah, il doit être là.
Yes, actually, could you speak?
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
On a trouvé le ou la meurtrière du coup. Par contre lui il a un jeton bizarre pour un coffre à la banque et tout.
Greetings, sir.
M'intéresse ça. Ok, grâce à lui ça va me permettre d'aller tout en haut. Parce que normalement en temps normal je peux pas aller tout en haut. Ouais c'est ça, ok. J'ai pas le droit d'aller tout en haut sinon le garde qui est là il me bute. Lui là. Donc, ouais, et en plus j'étais passé par derrière et tout. Enfin par l'extérieur genre en mode Spider-Man. Et là je monte au KLM. Et ouais mon gars. Ah. Et j'avais tué tout le monde aussi. Ce qui était moins drôle.
How are you today, sir?
This is Madame Carlyle's office. Please step inside.
Yo la vieille.
So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat.
Bah alors. Pourquoi je peux pas lui parler? Ah, faut peut-être que je me
Please, Go
Ah,
ahead.
ok, d'accord.
The butler, Mr. Fernsby, killed Zachary.
Fernsby? Oh, you've got that wrong. He would never do such a thing. He is the most loyal man I have ever met.
I found pills in his office that matches the poison that killed your brother. Furthermore, I found Zachary's notebook, half burned, in Mr. Fernsby's fireplace. It showed that Zachary intended to publish a written confession to a murder the two of you committed nearly 50 years ago. The murder of your older brother, Montgomery.
That's outrageous. We did no such thing.
No need to feign innocence. I know a killer when I see one, and my discretion is assured. The papers also described how Mr. Fernsby helped you stage the murder of Montgomery as an accident. I believe he killed Zachary not to be exposed as an accomplice to murder.
Sweet Fernsby. You are wrong, Mr. Whitmer. He did not do it to protect himself. He did it to protect the Carlyle legacy. Mr. Fernsby, like myself, understands that sacrifices must be made to secure stability and prosperity. Mr. Whitmer, I'd appreciate it if your findings never leave this room. I understand Fernsby's actions, and there is no need for them to have more consequences than they already have. Fernsby was very fond of Zachary, and I'm sure his decision will haunt him to the day he dies. About your reward, have you considered an amount?
I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Arthur Edwards, the Constant. That must mean you're... I expected you'd show up. But you're not here to kill me. If you were, you would have already. The enemy of my enemy, I suppose. You can have it. You earned it. Right. Where were we?
Greetings, sir.
The file you want is in the safe. Good hump.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care
Ok.
of Madame Carlyle.
Ok, d'accord. Ok, j'aurais pu choper le truc comme ça. Rebecca Carlis.
Please remain seated, Mr. Whitmer. Thank you. Now, where were we? The file you want is in the safe. Good hunting. I need some privacy. Thank you.
Mission complete. Well done, 47.
Somebody help me? Please, someone help me over here.
Oh là là. Alors.
Hello there, sir.
a dead body before. Alexa back from the dead, a make-believe funeral, a murder.
You see my locker key around?
I see a lot of keys around. You're going to have to be a bit more specific. You don't have a...
Il n'y a pas marqué.
Hey there.
Ah, le bateau. Je voulais partir par le bateau, moi. Et ben voilà, on a réussi. Excellent. Bon bah, ce fut un plaisir d'avoir découvert ce jeu incroyable. Et je vous dis à bientôt pour une nouvelle vidéo. Ciao, bye bye.